We know what is a constructor. Constructor is the one which has the same name as that of class here. Variables remains permanently allocated, and here allocated only when the program unit is active. 4 types of web hosting: free hosting, virtual or shared hosting, dedicated hosting, and co-location hosting. The web hosting company which provides a separate dedicated server to individual organization. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Students, let us continue our discussion with the model question paper, and let us start with the part C. So part C, it is a 3 marks question. You have to answer any 4. So here next question is, what is cache memory? Explain any 2 types of cache memory or cache here. Now, so the definition is, it refers to high speed memory and is small but faster than RAM, and the CPU can access the cache comparatively more quickly than primary memory. So we use it to synchronize high speed CPU and also to improve its overall performance. So this is a definition of cache memory. So cache memory, and there are 3 types of cache memory. So here L1 cache, L2 cache, and L3 cache. So for 3 marks question, so here 1 mark for the definition and another 2 marks for explanation of these 3 types. L1 cache, it is inside the CPU, and L2 cache is present, it can be inside or outside, and it L3 also inside or outside. And the difference between the capacity approximately 256 KB, 6 MB, and is 12 MB of capacity. And it stores the most recently executable instructions L1, and L2 it stores next executable sections, and L3 it stores next possible executable instruction. So this is the answer for cache memory and its types. Next question is, write the standard symbol and truth table for X4 OR gate, exclusive OR gate. So this is the logical symbol, and this is the truth table for exclusive 2 input XOR gate. So this is the 2 input XOR gate, and these are the combination, this is the result, and here this is 3 input XOR gate. So here these are the combinations. There are 3 variables, 8 different combinations, and this is the output of XOR gate. So this is 3 input XOR gate, truth table of 3 input XOR gate. Next question is, write any 3 advantages of arrays. So the 3 marks questions, you're supposed to write any 3 advantages. So first one is, it is used to represent multiple data items or same data type by using single name. So this is a definition of an array. What is an array? It is a group of elements of same data type under one single name. That's a definition of array. And second one is, it used to implement data structures. So what you have seen, the stacks and queue. So we have used arrays to represent or implement, that is stack and queue. Next one is, 2-dimensional array are used to represent matrices, now in the form of rows and columns. So these are the 3 advantages of using arrays. Next question is, give the difference between static and dynamic memory allocation. So look at the table here. These are the differences between static and dynamic allocation. So in static allocation of memory, the during compilation means the memory is allocated during compilation, and here in dynamic during execution of the program. That is the one difference. And here no memory is allocated or deallocated or performed during the execution. So it cannot be delete, or you cannot reallocate and deallocate memory during execution. But here memory bindings are established and destroyed during the execution because it is a dynamic allocation of memory. Next here, variables remains permanently allocated. And here, allocated only when the program unit is active. That is also one of the major difference. Next, implemented using stacks and heaps is a data structure, and it is using data segment. See, these are the differences between static and dynamic memory allocation. Next question is, explain any 3 file opening modes. So a file can be opened in number of modes. So here let us see which are the 3 here. So first one is iOS, here 2 colons and IN. So here meaning is opening file for reading only. Here IN is the mode here. IN is the mode and it is belongs to the class IFstream. So this is the syntax of this. Again, iOS out, it is opening for writing only. So it is IFstream class. It belongs to IFstream class. And here iOS.app, again, append to end of the file. So any data to be added at the end of the file, that is app mode. And again, it belongs to the class IFstream. So this is an example. So these are the 3 different file modes. Next one is briefly explained DBMS user, database management system users. So here there are 4 different types of users. They are application programmer and system analyst. Next, end users, database administrator and database designer. See, these are the different levels of people involving in or using database management system. And it is 3 marks question. You have to explain each and every users. Next one is explain types of e-commerce applications. So this is 3 marks question. You have to explain any 3 types of e-commerce application. So first one is there are 4 types, that is B2B, business to business, B2C, business to consumer, and C2B, consumers to business, and consumer to consumer. These are the 4 types, and you have to explain any 3. Business to business is the exchange of service and information, products from one business to another business partners. That is business to business. And here this is business to consumer, means exchange of services or products from one business to a consumer, to the user. So that is the business to consumer. Next, consumers to business. So here the customer or a consumer directly contact with the business vendors by posting their project work with the set budget online, so that needy companies review it and contact the customer directly with the bid. So here a consumer directly he can sell his product to any of the business through online. That is consumer to business. Next one is consumer to consumer. So here one consumer can sell his product to another consumer. This is C2C. See, these are all different types of e-commerce applications. Next question is, what is web hosting? Explain any 2 types of web hosting. Here, web hosting is 1 mark, and explanation of 2 types of web hosting carries 1 mark each. So totally 3 marks. So here web hosting is hosting web server application on a computer system through which electronic content on the internet is readily available to any web browser client. So this is the web hosting definition, and there are 4 types of web hosting: free hosting, virtual or shared hosting, dedicated hosting, and co-location hosting. So you have to explain any 2. One is free hosting. It is web pages. This is a type of hosting, offers to host some web pages for no cost, nothing but for free. This is free web hosting. Next one is virtual or shared web hosting. Here, if you look at the diagram here, so here this is web hosting server company. So they are going to share their server for web hosting companies or any organizations website here. In this example, so this is web hosting company. So they have shared their server for three different organizations. So here, this is one website application, and this is second application, and this is third application. So this is virtual or shared web hosting. Next one, dedicated hosting. In dedicated hosting, the web hosting company which provides a separate dedicated server to individual organization. So there is here in this example, this is one server or one company, it's owning only for one particular organization. This was second, and this is third example. So here there is no question of sharing a common server of web hosting company. So this is dedicated web hosting. Next, co-location web hosting. So in this type, the hosting company actually owns the server on which its site is hosted. If you look at the example here, so here this is a web hosting company in the server, and actually any organization or any institution, this particular organization or companies, their server is at the web hosting company's location, and here all administration part of it remains with the company, and the web hosting company, it only is to maintain the server at their location. That is the concept of co-location hosting. Next question is, again, it is 5 marks question. So here it is a 5 marks question. So I have to answer any 4 questions. Each questions carry 5 marks. So first question is, write an algorithm for searching an element using binary search method. So this is an important question. So here we have to write the algorithm. First one is b equal to 0. This is e and location equals to -1. Second step is while b is less than or equals to e. So here this is the starting address, that is b, starting index of an array, that is b equal to 0. E stands for the last index of an array, that is n minus 1. So here we are using while loop. So we have to find the middle element of an array. M equals to b plus e divided by 2. We have to find the middle element. So we are comparing the element what you have searched for, that's ELE, comparing with A of m. So array of m is the number or the middle element. We are comparing with A of m, middle element of an array. And if it is equal, we have to note down the location of the middle element, then you have to come out of the program. Otherwise, if this is not equal, again we have to find out whether it is less than the middle element or it is greater than the middle element. If it is less than the middle element, we have to look again, we have to find the middle element from the beginning till the middle point. Suppose if the element what we are searching for is greater than the middle element, then we have to find the middle element from the middle element to the last element of an array. So that is the concept here. So this is an algorithm for binary search method. Next question is, what is a stack data structure? Explain any 4 operations performed on stack data structure. Here definition of stack, it carries 1 marks, and other 4 operations carries 1 marks each. So here what is a stack? It is a ordered collection of items where addition a new item and removal of existing item always takes place at the same end. So this is the definition of stack, is a data structure where addition and deletion of an element takes place at the one location or the same location. And different operations. One is stack is an operation. It creates a new stack. Push an item. So it adds a new item to the top of the stack. So I mean inserting a new item at the top end. That is the push operation. Next one is pop operation. Is a function. It removes the top item from the stack, or it removes the element from the stack. That is pop. And peek, it returns the top item from the stack, and it returns the top item of the stack is empty. Another function, it checks whether the stack is empty or not. And size, and one more function or operation, returns number of items on the stack and nothing but size of the stack. See, these are all different operations can be performed on stack. Next question is, write the advantages of OOPS over earlier programming. It is a 5 marks question. You have to write any 5 points. So first point is that here programs are modularized based on the principle of class and object. Second one is linking code and object allows related object to share common code. And next one is data is encapsulated along with the functions. Next one is easier to develop complex software. Next one is the concept of data abstraction separates objects and object specification and object implementation. See, these are the 5 different advantages over earlier programming. Next question is explain the programming, explain with the programming example to overload a function with different number of arguments. So it is a program and function overloading. So what is the definition of function overloading? So it is a function, it is a more than one functions with the same name but differ in their argument list, differ in their argument or parameters. So this is a program based on this. So the program starts with a class, and under public we are declaring functions int product, there are 3 parameters, float product with parameters, and now we are closing the class with semicolon. Next we have to write the function definition. Here function is the name of the class with the scope resolution operator, then product in P, Q and R. In this we are going to multiply P into Q into R, we are printing it. So this is the function definition of one function with the 3 parameter. But here observe that function name is product, but the data types are different. Here this is an example for function overloading. So in the next slide, this is the function definition of another function with a data type float. Again is going to multiply 3 numbers or 3 variables. So here if you observe this, there are 2 functions with the same name but differ in their argument list or parameters. Here look at the main function here, creation of an object, function f. We have to call the functions in the same order. So here f equals f dot product 2, 3, 3. Here if you observe this, the value we have given is of data type int or integer. So it invokes the, or is going to call the first function. Now in the second example here, f dot product 2.5, 3.5 and 4.5. Here these are decimal numbers or data type float. So when you execute the program, this function is going to invoke this function here in the class. So this is how the function overloading works here. This is the end of the void main. So the compiler automatically chooses the right type of function depending on number of arguments. So by considering the number of arguments, types of argument, the compiler calls the respective functions. So this is the concept of function overloading. Next question is, what is default constructor? What is syntax and feature of default constructor? So what is the definition of this? So here definition is a constructor which does not accept any argument is called a zero argument constructor. It is also known as default constructor. Now we know what is a constructor. Constructor is the one which has the same name as that of class here. So they look at the example. Syntax is class name, and here this is a class, and here class name function, here bracket here. So because this class name is same as this class, so this is a constructor. And here if you observe this, inside this there are no parameters, so it is a default constructor. Look at the example. This is syntax example here. Class add here, private data members, and the public add is a constructor because add is the name of the constructor. Name of the class is also add. It's a constructor, and this is a statement inside this. We are closing the class here. Here sum equal to 0 is a statement, and we are closing the class with semicolon. So this is an example syntax and definition of default constructor. Next question is, write the advantages of inheritance. It's the 5 marks questions. You have to write 5 different points. So first one is reusing existing code. That is the advantage of inheritance. And faster development time, easy to maintain, easy to extend, and memory utilization. These are the 5 advantages of inheritance. Next question is, briefly explain manual and electronic data processing. Is a 5 marks question. So here, first one is manual data processing, and next one is computerized data processing. Now, in manual data processing, the volume of data it can be processed is limited, because it is manual means all that processing will be carried out by human beings or the user. So here it limited. Now with respect to computers, here computer can process very large amount of data. Next one is manual data processing requires large quantity of paper, because in earlier days all the data used to store on papers in the form of books, accounts, ledger, and so on. So everything was based on paper. Nowadays in computerized data processing, here we are using less amount of paper, and we are using secondary memory devices like hard disk, pen drive, or CD, DVD, and so on. Here the speed and accuracy of a job executed is limited, because it depends on the human being or the user. But here it is faster as well as accurate as compared to manual data processing. Here labor cost is high, and here is economical. Next one is storage medium is paper, and here storage medium is secondary memory devices. So we can store the data in the form of hard disk or CD, DVD, and so on. Maintaining backup is difficult, and here is very easy. So here, because you know what is the life of a paper or a data stored on a paper, it may not last longer. The data stored on paper or may not be available for longer time. So here is compared to computerized data processing system, we storing data in the form of secondary memory devices, so we can store the data for long time. So these are all differences between manual and computerized data processing. Next question is, what is a virus, and explain types of virus. You know what is a virus? Virus is a program, and virus is a malicious program which causes the system to operate incorrectly and also corrupt the computer memory. This is a definition of virus, and here we have different types of viruses. One is file infector virus, boot sector virus, and it is a 5 marks question. You have to explain each and every types of viruses here. Boot sector virus, macro viruses means it's going to affect database files or spreadsheet files. Network viruses means it is going to spread through computer network. See, these are all different types of viruses. Next question is here part D. It is answer any 2 questions. So each questions carry 5 marks. Again here out of 3 you have to answer any 2. So this is a important question, that is a Boolean function, that is a K-map question or a problem here. So these are all the questions given here. These are all the values. F of ABCD equals sigma, and these are the midterm expressions. And if you first the step is to write the given function, copy exactly as it is without any mistake from the question paper. Next, draw a K-map, that is number of squares. It is a 4 variable K-map. There are 16 squares, and you know how to number it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15. Then we have to write the variables properly. So these are the variable distributions on rows and columns. And then after this, say this drawing a K-map, then you have to map in K-map. So because it is a sigma, so in SOP form, value of variable x equals to 1. So in that way, for all the locations, we have to mark 1. So accordingly, as per the question given, we have to mark once in all the places for these midterm values. So this is called mapping in K-map, and for other squares we have to mark with 0. So if you mark with 0, if you map in K-map, it carries 2 marks. So after this, we have to solve it. By grouping the midterm expression, we have to solve this example. Now accordingly, if you observe this K-map here, there are continuous 8 ones here, 4 plus 4. So it can form one octet. So in this example, we can have one octet, and again there are continuous ones here, so it can be a quad. So in this example, it has, we can group into one octet and one quad here. So accordingly, so it is one quad 1 and octet 1. In quad 1, see, these are all the midterm expressions, M12, M13, M15 and M14. This is quad 1. In octet 1, we have to write all midterm expressions of all this variable here, M1, M3, M5, M7 plus M13, 15 plus M9 and plus M11. These are the midterm values expressions. Now we have to simplify this. So you know how to simplify this. Here the quad removes 2 variables from the expression. So and here octet removes 3 variables from the given expression. So either we can solve it by directly looking at the K-map here. So accordingly, the quad removes 2 variables. In this example, these C and D keeps changing the status. So according, this has to be removed. So we are left with only A, B. So this is the result of simplification of quad. Now what is octet? Octet removes 3 variables. So by looking at this K-map here, only it is going to change. C is changing, only D is remaining here. So that is the reason the result of octet reduction is D. So this is the simplification of groups in a K-map. Next one is we have to write the final expression AB plus D. So here this last expression is carry 1 mark and this simplification is 2 marks. And again, to draw a complete K-map with the correct mapping is 2 marks. So this is a 5 marks question. This is simplification of Boolean expression using K-map. Next question is, explain a member function inside the class definition with suitable example. So this is a program, an exam program to show or how to make use of a function definition inside a class. So look at the definition here, syntax here, class name, return type, function name, arguments, open the bracket here, close this, statement or statement. So this is the body of the function and close this. If you observe this, the class starts here, ends here with a semicolon. In between, we have written the function definition inside the class. This is the syntax. Now look at the example program here. So class rectangle, declaration of variable length and breadth. Under public, we have get data function. So it's the member function, get data. For this, this says the function definition. So this is the function definition inside the class. Closing this get data class, again open one more function, void put data, open the bracket, statement, close the function here. Then close the class. So if you observe this coding here or the programming statement, this is get data function. Definition is very much inside the class, and even for this, the function definition is inside the class. So this is the concept of a function definition inside the class. Next, after this, we have to write void main function. First is declaration of object. So we have to create an object here and you have to call the functions in the order. So then close the void main here. So in this example, R2 is an object. We have to call R2.getData and R2.putData is a function. So this is an example program to show the working of a function definition inside the class. Next one is 47th question. Write SQL command for the table given here. So this is the table given in the question. So we have to write first word, we have to write the SQL query for creation of a table. Then after creating, we have to insert values into the table. Then we have to add the column total, maximum, minimum, and we have to find out the values of these particular values in a table. Now let us write the SQL query for this question. Now here, first one is create table student, the syntax of this. So here we are creating here register number, name, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 columns. Now second query is we are inserting values. In this example, there are 3 values, there are 3 rows. We have to make use of insert query 3 times with the same values given in the table. So first row, second row, and next row. Here we are inserting the values into a table. Next, after this, here we have to add the column total, maximum and minimum. So accordingly, we have to write the query. So here, alter table. So we are going to add different column into the field, that is maximum, total, as well as minimum. Next, for this, here we have to calculate the total, we have to find out the maximum, and we have to find out the minimum. So for this, the query will be update. So update student, set total equals to subject 1 plus subject 2, subject 3. So we will get the total of 3 subjects. And next one is to find out the maximum value. So update student, set maximum equals, we are using greatest function. So it is a greatest of subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. These are the fields. So it gives us the greatest in that particular column. Next, update student set equal to minimum equal to least. So this is another function, a group function. So it result in the minimum value. So this is a question given, and these are all different queries as answer to the given table. So in this session, we have covered 3 marks and 5 mark questions. So we wish you all the very best for your computer science examination. Let us meet in our next session. Thank you very much.